Hello and welcome to another Perixx keyboard review. Today we'll be reviewing the PX-5200 mechanical gaming keyboard. I have previously reviewed the Perixx 3200 gaming keyboard, which is one of Perixx's budget end boards. You can click the top right corner of the screen to see that review, but this keyboard is a higher end one. It is fully mechanical, so I'm just going to be taking a quick look at it today. Firstly, I'll just talk quickly about the packaging. I'd say the packaging is quite clean and simple. It's pretty similar to Perixx's other keyboards, but it looks good, and that designed in Germany logo gives you the confidence that it's a good product. The packaging also has this sort of small summary that basically outlines all the features that the keyboard has. Even though the keyboard is smaller than the 3200, it is a full size board. Since it's mechanical, it also obviously features Cherry MX switches. It also features illuminated keys on top of backlighting, as well as 8 programmable keys and N key rollover. Now let's move on to what's actually in the box. Other than the keyboard itself, you don't actually get much. There's a USB to PS2 converter, which you're going to have to use if you want to utilise N key rollover. The only other thing in the box apart from the keyboard itself is a braided USB cable. There's no user manual or quick start guide, but these days who reads them anyway? As I mentioned before, the USB cable is braided and it actually feels very high quality, and it has gold plated connectors. With that out of the way, let's look at the keyboard itself. We'll start by looking at the back, which of course is the least interesting side. There are 2 very solid feeling legs which allow you to add that angle adjustment if that's what you like. There are also routing inserts for the removable USB cable. This is very handy if the cable gets snagged and happens to break. However, I did find the positioning of the ports slightly awkward, and it was sort of a hassle to try and plug the cable in, but once it was in, it was fine. I suppose this is more an issue with USB and not the keyboard itself, because of the fact that it's not reversible. So it's not too much of an issue, you just sort of have to persevere with it and then you'll get it right. The keys are responsive and give you that stereotypical tactile clicky sound that you get from most mechanical keyboards. Moving on to the keyboard's backlighting. The backlighting itself looks great. It's bright and vibrant, which is exactly what you want with this sort of keyboard. No software is required to customize the backlighting. To change the layout, you simply hold the macro record key and press tab to cycle through. It can either be fully on, fully off, or you can highlight the WASD keys or arrow keys. However, unfortunately, there is no option for brightness control. Due to the lack of software, recording macros is actually fairly straightforward. To record a macro, you simply hold down the macro key and press the key you want to assign, then record your macro and then click the macro key again to end. In terms of build quality, you can't really go wrong. I purposely tried to bend the keyboard and there was really no flex at all. The keyboard's also quite weighty, which gives the impression that it's high quality also. However, you may want to consider this if you plan on taking the keyboard travelling. On the whole, it's a really solid keyboard. For the price, you can't really go wrong, so I'm going to be giving this a 4 out of 5. There are a few little things like the lack of brightness control, but on the whole I really like it.